concerns continue to rise. Shoppers in East Texas are flooding stores to buy household items in bulk. The trend has quickly drained local inventory.
A Costco employee leaked something they're not supposed to share. The real products their smartest members stockpile aren't what you'd guess. Forget toilet paper and canned goods. There's one item on this list that actually appreciates in value sitting in your pantry. Let's start with the obvious one. Toilet paper. Yeah, I know. The hook said, forget toilet paper. But here's why smart shoppers still stockpile it anyway. The average American goes through 100 rolls a year. That's not a guess. That's math. And unlike that fancy cheese you bought last month, toilet paper doesn't expire. It just sits there, waiting patiently like a loyal dog. Now here's where it gets interesting. Bulk warehouse packs save you 30 to 40% compared to those sad little 4-packs at the grocery store. But most people mess up the comparison. They look at price per roll. Wrong. Roll sizes vary wildly between brands. Some companies wind their rolls tighter than my grandfather's wallet. The real metric? Price per sheet. And let's not forget 2020. While everyone else was fighting over single rolls like it was Black Friday, bulk buyers were sitting pretty at home. Storage tip, though. Keep it dry. Humidity turns your investment into expensive papier-mâché. But toilet paper's just the warm-up. Now let's talk about something you probably don't think about until you run out. Laundry detergent. Here's a number that'll make you pause. The average household does 300 loads of laundry per year. That's almost one load every single day. And those little bottles at the grocery store? They're laughing at you. Seriously. You're paying for water. That's it. Half that bottle is just H2O, with some marketing on the label. The concentrated formulas at warehouse stores flip that equation. Same cleaning power. 50% less cost per load. My grandmother would call that common sense. I call it math finally working in our favor. But here's where people mess up. They buy pods. Convenient? Sure. Expensive? Wildly. Pods cost 3 to 4 times more per load than liquid. You're paying for that little dissolvable wrapper like it's designer fashion. One more thing, powder detergent lasts forever. Liquid goes bad after a year. Something to consider. Speaking of things that last longer than expected, here's something your doctor won't argue with. Generic medications are identical to brand names. Not similar. Identical. The FDA requires the exact same active ingredients. Same dosage, same safety standards. The only difference? That fancy name on the bottle. And you're paying 80% more for letters. A 500-count bottle of generic ibuprofen runs about $8 at warehouse stores. That same quantity and brand name packaging? $40 for the same pills. Now here's where it gets interesting. Those expiration dates? Mostly marketing. Military studies found medications retain over 90% potency years past the printed date. Your aspirin isn't turning into poison at midnight on the expiration. It's just slowly becoming slightly less effective. But humidity kills pills faster than time ever will. So stop storing medicine in your bathroom. That steam from your shower is doing more damage than sitting in a drawer for 3 years. Speaking of things that lose power over time, batteries are the cockroaches of household expenses. They never stop showing up. The average household burns through 47 batteries per year. Remotes, flashlights, smoke detectors, that wall clock you forgot existed. And if you're buying them at convenience stores, you're basically lighting money on fire. Here's the math that hurts. Gas station batteries run 75 cents each, sometimes more. Warehouse bulk packs, about 25 cents per battery. Same exact chemistry, same power, different packaging, and a lot less regret. But here's what nobody mentions. Alkaline batteries have a 10-year shelf life. 10 years. That 48-pack isn't going bad before you use it. Promise. Now, one myth needs to die. Storing batteries in the refrigerator does nothing helpful. Actually makes them worse. Room temperature, dry drawer. That's it. And if you've got hearing aids in the family, bulk buying becomes essential. Users churn through 100 batteries yearly. Speaking of things that last forever when stored right, a few months ago I had no idea what a health ring even was until my fiancé got me one, and I have to say, I'm shocked this isn't a widely known and used product. It tracks my stress levels, and what I found out is that some supplements made my stress score spike, while others actually helped bring it down. I adjusted a few things based on that, and honestly, I feel 10 years younger. My wife mainly uses it to track her menstrual cycles, and she is obsessed with her sleep quality score. I noticed they are currently running a limited 69% discount, but I don't know how long it will last. It's currently only $60, and it's clear this one is the best bang for your buck, with other health rings priced around $350 with less functions. They managed to price it this low because they cut out the middleman like Amazon, Walmart, etc., who drive up the price and take a big margin, ending up with the customer paying 3 to 5 times more. If you are on TV, you can check it out yourself by pausing the video and scanning the QR code with your phone camera or clicking the first link in the description of this video. Rice and beans. The survival duo your grandparents swore by. And they weren't wrong. Here's a number that sounds made up. White rice, stored properly in airtight containers, lasts 30 years. 3 decades. That bag of rice might outlive your car, your roof, maybe even your marriage. Sorry, had to say it. Now the money part. A 25-pound bag runs about $15 at warehouse stores. Buy that same amount in 1-pound bags? $40. Same rice. Different math. Dried beans pull their weight too. 1 cup dry becomes 3 cups cooked. So a 10-pound bag gives you roughly 60 servings. That's a lot of Tuesday night dinners. And here's Grandma's secret. Toss a few bay leaves in your storage containers. They repel pantry bugs naturally. No chemicals, no weird smells, just leaves doing leaf things. These 2 items carried families through the Great Depression. Still the smartest emergency investment around. But what about food that's already cooked and sealed? Canned goods might be the most underrated bulk buy in existence. Here's something wild. The military tested canned food from 1862. Civil War era. Still safe to eat. That's not a typo. 130 years later, those cans passed inspection. Now you don't need to wait that long. But 2 to 5 years of shelf life? That's basically a time machine for your groceries. Buy by the case, and you're saving 20 to 30% instantly. Tomatoes, beans, tuna. Those 3 cover about 40 different dinners if you're even slightly creative in the kitchen. And here's a pro tip most people miss. Dented cans are usually fine. The only danger zone? Dents on the seam. That's where bacteria sneaks in. Everything else is just cosmetic damage that stores mark down. Low-sodium versions cost exactly the same in bulk. So your doctor stays happy and your wallet doesn't notice. Speaking of paper products that disappear fast, paper towels vanish faster than socks in a dryer. Seriously, where do they go? The average household burns through 80 rolls a year. That's not a mess problem. That's just life happening. Bulk warehouse packs slash that cost by 40% compared to those tiny grocery store six-packs. Same brand, same sheets, wildly different price. But here's where it gets interesting. Select-a-size rolls aren't just convenient. They're secretly giving you 2 to 3 times more sheets per roll. That changes everything when you're doing the math. And unlike food, paper towels don't care where you store them. Garage, basement, that weird closet under the stairs. They'll sit there for years, perfectly fine, waiting for the next spill. Now, some people swear by reusable cloth towels. Sounds cheaper, right? Well, factor in water, energy, and detergent for constant washing. The savings disappear pretty quick. My grandmother was right about a lot of things. Bulk paper towels was one of them. Coffee drinkers, you're up next. 3 cups a day. That's the average for coffee drinkers. Sounds harmless until you realize cafe visits add up to $1,100 a year. But here's the real crime. Those small grocery store bags charging $15 a pound? Warehouse stores sell the same quality whole beans for $6 to $8. Now, the key word is whole beans. Ground coffee starts losing flavor the moment it's exposed to air. 2 weeks, and it tastes like disappointment. Whole beans? 6 months in an airtight container? Easy. Want to stretch that even further? Freeze vacuum-sealed portions. A full year of freshness. Your future self will thank you. And yes, you'll need a grinder. A decent burr grinder runs about $30. Sounds like an expense, right? It pays for itself in 2 months flat. Here's something nobody mentions. People actually drink more coffee as they get older. So this expense only grows. Speaking of things that improve with age, olive oil has some secrets. Here's what nobody tells you about olive oil. That fancy bottle at the grocery store? $25 for a liter. The 3-liter tin at the warehouse? $36. Same quality. You do the math, and before you worry about it going bad, relax. Unopened olive oil lasts 2 full years. Even after cracking the seal, you've got 18 months of perfect flavor. The catch? Light and heat are the enemy, not time. Store that big tin in a dark pantry, and it'll outlast most relationships. Here's my trick. Pour some into a small dark bottle for the counter. Keep the mothership sealed in the back of the closet. Restaurant chefs have done this for decades. Now, if you cook Mediterranean style, you're going through this stuff fast. Sautéing, roasting, salad dressings. It replaces butter in almost everything. Speaking of things that disappear faster than you'd expect, pet owners know exactly what I mean. Your dog doesn't care that you bought the expensive small bag. Not one bit. He's going to inhale it in 3 days flat and look at you like you've been starving him. Here's the real math. That 5-pound bag at the grocery store? About $3 per pound. The 40-pound bag at the warehouse? Closer to $1 per pound. Same brand. Same kibble. Same happy tail. And dry food lasts way longer than people assume. We're talking 12 to 18 months unopened. That massive bag won't go bad before Buddy finishes it. But here's what I learned the hard way. Once you open that bag, transfer it to an airtight container. Those fats in the kibble go rancid when exposed to air. Your pet might eat it anyway, but their stomach will protest. Loudly. At 3 in the morning. On your carpet. Even prescription diets allow bulk ordering through vets now. Speaking of things that last forever in your freezer, here's something that'll mess with your head. Those fresh vegetables in the produce section? They probably traveled 2 weeks to get there. The frozen ones? Picked and flash frozen within hours. Nutritionally, frozen often wins. Studies prove it. Now, let's talk money. Fresh blueberries in January Cost $8 for a tiny container that'll mold before Friday. Frozen? $4 for a 2-pound bag that lasts until next summer. I used to be a fresh-only snob. Then I did the math on my grocery receipts. Embarrassing. Frozen broccoli, spinach, mixed veggies. Warehouse stores sell 5-pound bags for what you'd pay for one fresh head at the supermarket. And here's the kicker. No washing, no chopping, no throwing away that slimy stuff at the bottom of your crisper drawer. You use every single piece you pay for. When's the last time you could say that about fresh produce? Your trash bags deserve the same bulk treatment. Trash bags. The one product you're literally throwing away, and you're overpaying for it. A box of 200 bags at a warehouse store runs you about $16. That's 8 cents per bag. Those cute little rolls at the grocery store? 30 cents each. You're paying triple to throw things away. Here's a tip nobody mentions. Skip the fancy kitchen brands entirely. Contractor bags from hardware stores handle twice the weight at half the price. They're ugly. They're black. They work. And those drawstrings everyone loves? They're costing you 40% more per bag. My grandmother used twist ties for 60 years and never once complained. Her bags held just fine. The weirdest part? These things last forever in storage. Decades. I found a box in my garage from 2012. Still perfect. Oh, and match your bag size to your actual can. Using 13-gallon bags in 8-gallon bins is just paying to throw away empty plastic. Speaking of things that last forever in storage, those little spice jars at the grocery store, $4 for maybe 2 tablespoons of oregano. That's basically seasoned robbery. Ethnic grocery stores sell the same oregano in bags 10 times larger for the same price. I'm not exaggerating. Same product, different packaging, fraction of the cost. But here's what really matters. Whole spices versus pre-ground. Those peppercorns in your cabinet? They'll stay potent for 4 years. Pre-ground pepper starts losing flavor after 6 months. You're literally watching your money evaporate into the air. Get yourself a cheap spice grinder. $20. Fresh ground cumin will make your family think you suddenly learned to cook. You didn't. You just stopped using dust. The 5 spices worth bulk buying first: black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and cumin. These cover 80% of home cooking. Everything else is basically showing off. One more trick. Freeze your bulk spices in sealed bags. They'll outlast your kitchen appliances. Now, speaking of things you use every single day, your toothpaste isn't going bad anytime soon. 2 years on the shelf, easy. So why are you buying 1 tube at a time like it's fresh produce? A 6-pack from the warehouse costs 40% less than grabbing singles at the drugstore. Same paste, same fluoride, just smarter math. But here's where it gets interesting. Electric toothbrush heads. Those little replacements run $6 to $8 each at regular stores. Generic bulk packs? $2 to $3 for the exact same fit. Your dentist can't tell the difference. Trust me, I've asked. Razors follow the same pattern. Identical brand name cartridges. Half the price per unit when you buy the bigger box. And bar soap. This one's almost funny. It actually gets better with age. The longer it sits, the harder it gets, the longer each bar lasts. Bulk buying bar soap is basically aging fine wine for your bathroom. Now, speaking of things sitting around your house for years, let's talk about something you probably haven't replaced in years. Light bulbs. The average home has around 40 to 50 of them. Used to be, buying bulbs was a regular errand. Not anymore. LED bulbs last 15 to 25 years. That's not a typo. Buy them once in your 40s, replace them in your 60s. Your bulbs might outlast your couch. Here's where bulk makes serious sense. A 16-pack at the warehouse runs $15 to $20. Hardware stores charge $5 to $8 for a single bulb. Do that math and try not to get angry about past purchases. But there's a hidden benefit nobody mentions. Color temperature. You want your whole house looking consistent, not some rooms warm yellow and others hospital white. Bulk packs guarantee every room matches. And the electricity savings? LEDs use 75% less power. So you're saving at the register and on every bill afterward. Smart shopping isn't complicated. It's just buying what you'll definitely use at prices that respect your wallet.